Glastonbury guy. In the way that us lot, we kind of cover Reading and Leeds a lot, but you very much stray away and you do Glastonbury like almost as much. Talk to me about Glastonbury, because I've never done Glastonbury. It's one of my bucket list festivals. I did register this week, so I'm going to aim for 2024, because that's the year I'll finish my degree as well, so it'll be just big summer blowout. Yeah, tell me about Glastonbury. Is it as good as it looks?
Glastonbury, so I've, like everyone else who's never been able to go to Glastonbury, I started trying to get tickets like 10 years ago, and I've never been able to do it. And then a couple of years ago, we just got lucky. A friend of ours got through twice and got us tickets, and it got cancelled over and over again. But so covered it quite a bit. I've only ever been once. I went this year for the first time. You can't really put it into words. It's the biggest thing I've ever been to.
It looks huge.
It's colossal.
But like on TV, they make everything look huge. So I've always thought, like, is it really that big, or is it like Reading and Leeds where it looks big, and then you get there and it's kind of, I've noticed like how small Reading and Leeds is recently. Actually, I always thought Reading and Leeds like 2019, because I think it's now that other stage that makes it seem smaller. But definitely at Leeds, like, it used to be just such a long walk to the main stage. It used to take like 15 minutes from getting through the arena to get to the main stage. But now, because there's the other one, like, basically backwards, it takes like 5 minutes and you're there, and it just feels like, it almost feels like Neighbourhood Weekender, which was one I did this year, which is a similar thing where there's literally like 2 or 3 stages and they're on opposite ends of the site, so you just find yourself walking backwards and forwards. That's what I noticed about like Leeds recently. It's like, is Glastonbury really huge?
For sure. So, like, I think Leeds is a little different to the layout compared to Reading, but they're much in the same thing, right? There's 4, 5, 6 stages, whatever. Glastonbury does 120 stages, and I'm not ever exaggerating.
Like,
Go through the burnout.
How do they book that many?
It's basically like 8 different festivals in one. And they're all just happen to be next to each other, and there's campsites and villages and thousands of people around. So, like, I wanted to go watch like Wet Leg this year. It took me 45 minutes to get from one side to the other.
Yes.
Got there, couldn't see him because everyone wanted to see Wet Leg, and they booked him on a smaller stage.
Yeah,
like,
I saw like an above view of the crowd for Wet Leg, and if it's actually Wet Leg playing at the time, that's a ridiculous crowd. It's like the sort of crowd you get for Liam Gallagher at a Reading and Leeds, but for like Wet Leg, it's nuts.
It was insane. I couldn't see him. Like, there's the way the park stage is. There's this hill, and then so everyone stood at the top of the hill and down. But if you're on the wrong side of the hill, then you fucking can't do it.
I honestly. Yeah, I've always said Glastonbury and Coachella are the 2 bucket list ones for me. Like, they're the ones I don't need to do more than once, but I need to do them once at least. So
after doing it the first time, I was doing Glastonbury. I was like, we came home. Laura and I spoke about it quite a bit, and we were like, it was a lot of work, but it was kind of pretty iconic.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, I'm like, actually, I kind of know the layout now. I know how I would do it differently next time. Yeah. I'm 15 years deep with Reading. Do you know what I mean? I know.
Like, that's the thing. I feel like you get better each time. You kind of work out things, and I think eventually where it kind of just clicks.
And so we do it differently next time, for sure.
I think, So I think Reading and Leeds, we're almost there. Our group, I think, where 2023 was the smoothest it has run. I think 2023 might be the year where we just nail it. I think that our group's cut down a lot as well. There's not as many. There's maybe it's cut down to maybe 5 of us now. So it's so streamlined, we can just figure that out. I feel like with Gloucester, I'd do the same thing. I think it's kind of like a lot of my mates up here are from down south. They're all like Oxford, kind of like Oxford, Swindon area. So like,
you're perfect.
If anything, it's convenient for them. So I would happily, when we all finish degrees, because there's so many of them as well that at least some of them could do it. I'd definitely go down there and do Glasgow with them, because that's how I've managed to do truck a few times. It's just gone down over the summer, spent time with uni mates, and then ended up at truck. So Glasgow is definitely on the hit list. I feel like when I drive, it'll be much easier as well. I'd hate to have to get a train down there. Take for you'd have to get the train a week before just to make sure that like there's no one there.